Hey there, YouTube hunters, Braggatsby here. So I'm in the planning stages for a new mask, an epoxy mask, and I'm kind of going to go sort of with this kind of look. It's inspired by a Lord Grimley's Manor mask I saw, which was really cool. I'm not going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to try something that's a little different and see if it works. It's an experiment. You've seen me do epoxy masks before. This is the undersculpt, or the beginnings of the undersculpt for it. And just to recap, you create a hard epoxy sculpt mask on top of this, and you're left with a rigid mask that you can, tool and Dremel and work on. So I've done 2 of them in the past, and I'm about to do a 3rd. So this surface of the mask, pardon me, this sort of skull-like area of the mask, I intend on doing an epoxy sculpt. But sort of intrinsic in the design is all this negative area where you're going to actually see face of the actor. Now I can just put brown makeup on the guy, like dirty makeup, to make him look gross, and I may end up doing that. But one of the things I might try is incorporating my new latex mask, which I wore to MHC, and I'm going to produce a number of them underneath this mask. So you can imagine there'd be the rigid epoxy sculpt mask that would go over this latex mask. And in order to make that work, what I'm thinking of trying, and if anyone has any thoughts on this, please do comment, is sort of cutting off the front and just using the front section of the mask. I might trim up the neck, and it would be a smaller sort of deal, mounting it on a sock and adding hair, not a sock, a spray sock, like I've done in the past. So basically latex, the original latex mask onto a spray sock, which is on head form, and incorporating like a wig into it, and then this would fit all on top of the whole thing and strap onto it. So I'm thinking of doing that. It may end up being a dead end, may not continue in that direction, but just wanted to show you guys a couple of my thoughts on the process here of creating interesting masks. Masks that I'm aiming to be interesting. I mean, this is, by saying that I mean this is kind of a cool design, but it's still just sort of a skull. I want it to look like it's carved out of wood. But even then, I want to be a little bit original. I mean, skulls, it's not like skulls are not a well-known trope in haunted houses. So just to make it a little more interesting, I'd like to use some of that sort of sculpted detail that I put into my latex mask in these spaces and see if I can just add to the interest a little bit. Again, it might end up being a dead end, but it's something I'm going to try. Experimentation's the name of the game. So until that experiment fails, happy hunting.